Okay. Well, welcome back to this big thunderstorm. We're here now, so hopefully you can hear me. I'll speak loudly and clearly. Welcome back to the support sessions for CHC DEB 001, Confirmed Client Developmental Status. My name is Sarah, and as I shared in the last video, I've recently joined the Sci-Fi team and we'll be running support sessions each week for each assessment task, and then we'll have some drop-in sessions. Extremely loud. I'll have to check over and make sure you can hear me. Which is, yeah, we'll have drop-in sessions afterwards if any students need some extra support. Okay. So first of all, we'll do the acknowledgement to country. TAFE Queensland acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and respect the continuing connection to land, waters, cultures and family that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people uphold. We pay respect to elders, past, present and future. We recognise that teaching and learning has taken place on country for over 60,000 years, and two-way learning is an important part of our reconciliation journey. Okay, so we're here today, or I'm here today to provide support for, as I said, the unit CHC DEB 001, and today we will be looking at assessment 2. I'll guide you with the questions where I can, and then if you have any queries or questions for me, which there probably won't be any today, unless anybody does drop in. But yeah, I can answer those for you. So let's get started. The assessments. Okay, so assessment 1, which is due first, and that's the session we did last week on assessment task 1. The case study is due on the 10th of May 23. Assessment 2, which we'll be discussing today, is the observation, role play and some written component is due on the 31st of May 23. And then assessment 3 is workplace student logbook and a reflective journal. So we'll talk about that more next week if we hold a session. So the 3 assessments due for this unit. However, today's session will be on assessment task 2. Okay, let's get on with it. So this assessment task is a role play. Okay, so if you go into Connect and you see, let's have a look here. Okay, so you're given a role play scenario. There's 3 participants for your video. So yourself, Jane and her mother. So all participants must be over 18 years old for consent, and the video length, then keep it to about 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, that's sort of a good time in between there. As long as you cover all the criteria and it's a, you know, comfortable, relaxed sort of role play, it's okay as long as it's within that time frame. I suggest that you practice your role play a few times if you've got time, if everyone's got time before the recording, just so you can get comfortable. Yeah, I've always found that helps. Video record your role play when you're doing it, make sure you record it and then upload it to Connect. And if you need any support with that, there's, if you go into Connect, there's all sorts of support about how to upload your videos. Or you can reach out to us at the Sci-Fi team with an email. And just breathe. I would just breathe there, because it's always good to remember just to relax. It's, you know, difficult to do these tasks, and you know, once you get comfortable and you relax, and you find you can actually enjoy the role play and getting into character. Okay, so a couple of questions, a couple of things I have here. So make sure your environment is a safe and appropriate space, for example, in a quiet park, we're in a house, it has a thunderstorm going on outside. I just hope that it's not affecting the video too much. I don't think it will be, but we'll double check over it. Well lit background, that's always important, and comfortable space and free of hazard. So just be aware of your WHS, work health and safety, and yeah, so that's your environment. Ensure you've greeted Jane and her mother while clearly explaining the obligations as a mandatory reporter. I mean, this is really important. We always have to explain this when we first meet clients in this space, so that they feel comfortable and safe, but also that you can be clear on your role and the expectations if there's a reason why you would have to disclose something quite serious. 3, use rapport building strategies. Example, relaxed body language, active listening, display empathy. So displaying empathy, you know, and that summarizing, paraphrasing. So I hear this is quite a difficult time for you, or am I hearing this correctly? Today you are feeling this, and therefore, so if you just paraphrase, summarize and feedback information. So some really good sort of effective communication strategies there. Active listening to your clients and summarize and paraphrase. So that's what it's just talking about. So that clarifies understanding for both parties, for the client and for yourself. Number 5, yeah, this is a good one. Do not use jargon or language that Jane will not be able to understand, because I guess, you know, being younger, it's important to always be clear of your audience who you're speaking to, so that they can understand what you're talking about. Number 6, be proactive in discovering what Jane's needs, what she needs from the service and her current developmental stage. 7, be curious as to what hobbies Jane likes to do or what makes her feel calm or happy, and be clear on your referral options. There must be at least 2. Okay, so you must have at least 2 referral options. Just, yeah, to be sort of get that clarification. What would Jane like from the service? What's her expectations? 9, communicate on your legal obligations as a mandatory reporter. We've gone over that with reference to the disclosures that were made during the role play. I'm just looking here. Jane discloses. So yeah, so to go back over and re-communicate that you have a legal obligation to report disclosures of serious nature, which it sounds like Jane may have done in this role play. Number 10, ensure you complete the developmental needs template before you conduct the role play. If you do that, it'll guide you in your role play. You'll have everything there and you can work from that. Number 11, these are reflective questions for yourself. Observation. So why is it so important to have an understanding of a person's age and developmental age when identifying support needs? Reflect on your own values and beliefs. So make sure 1, 2, so you've got 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 reflective questions there to answer. Okay, so make sure you answer those at the bottom of your document. I'm going to also add in additional content, just a little bit of information on person-centered sort of role play techniques that might help you while doing the role play. You could have a look at it before, gives you some good ideas on how to communicate before you do the role play, and just feel comfortable with different techniques of communication strategies, I guess, are really effective communication strategies. Okay. So assessment support housekeeping. This is very important. The due dates, follow your due dates. They're in Connect and on the unit page. We've been through them today. I'll recap on them in a minute. And they're on the unit page overview and on the right-hand side of your calendar. If you require an extension, please read the TAFE rules and make sure you align with these. Extensions are only granted in exceptional circumstances, so do not be relying on extensions. That would be a very strong suggestion of mine. Plagiarism. It must be in your own words. Okay, no copy and pasting, no copy and pasting from the learner guide, no copy and pasting from outside resources. Okay, you can get some information and just reword it and put it back into a different paragraph, different sentences, but absolutely no copy and pasting. Referencing, we encourage you to reference under each paragraph. Example, like what page from the learner guide you got the information from, or this is the only time you can copy and paste is a link from, if you've got something from the internet, you can copy and paste it and put it into your paper to show your referencing, to show where you've sourced that information from. Requesting support. Okay, email the SciFi team. Email is on the unit overview page. The subject on your email, please, 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 it must reflect the content. So not attention to a certain teacher or, you know, something like that. Just be really clear, like assessment to support. And then we know when we see the email exactly what it's going to, the content's going to relate to. Resubmissions, assessment instructions are all there for you on Connect. Okay, so you'll get started today, get moving with your assignments. Once you get into the flow, then you can get them marked, get them back, and then you can move from there. So just to recap on that, upcoming due dates. Assessment 1 is due the 10th of May. 23, assessment 2. So this one, the role play is due on the 31st of May 23, and assessment 3, well, that will be an individual being referred to VPC due date. Okay, do not miss the deadline. And here again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. So you can email us on sci-fi.north@tafequeensland.edu.au. Make sure you include your name, student number, unit code, assessment number, your questions, and outline your query. Okay, so clearly. Okay. So next session will be next week on the 4th of May, about 1 to 1:30. We'll be looking, I believe, at assessment task 3 and also dropping in for any support with any other assessment tasks. I can support you with those. Okay, so thank you for joining me today, and I will see you all next week.